Pacific Rim Uprising, the much anticipated sequel to the original Pacific Rim. Anyway, it's been 10 years since the events of the first movie where the kaiju have been sent back to their dimension by the whatever creatures, the precursors. Uh, and so nothing's really much going on. Everybody's, kind of it's kind of a destitute scavenger type of lifestyle. Yet people still live in high rises. And Jake Pentecost, who's played by John Boyega, who we all know as Finn from Star Wars, um, plays the son of the character that was played by Idris Elba in the first movie. And he's kind of this rebellious scavenger running around picking pieces of old Jaeger, selling them for high profit. At the same time, he's selling cars for Oreos and sriracha sauce. So he's either rich or he's incredibly poor. It wasn't very sure to me. But anyway, he's always in trouble with the law, and his sister, who plays in the original movie, who's the daughter of the Idris Elba character, uh, says, "Hey, I'll get you out of jail for. Of course, you have to do something for me." And in this case, it's to train the new class of Jaeger pilots. So he agrees, and next thing you know, there's a corporation that wants to sell drones of Jaegers where the pilots are commanding them remotely. And it goes on from there. And pretty much, there's a few twists. The kaiju show up, and it goes on from there. And the movie itself is not too bad, but it felt like when they made this movie, they went from scene to scene without really explaining themselves of what was going on, and kind of went back retroactively to kind of force why they were doing what they were doing. Uh, One of the things that left me confused, as well as my wife, who went along with me, was the fact that if the kaiju were gone for 10 years, then why was there a competition to sell, drones, Jaegers? It's like saying, "Hey, I'm gonna sell you fighter planes, but there's no current war going on." Um, it seemed kind of contrived there. One of the other things was, "Hey, we're gonna have you train the new class of Jaeger pilots, but we really don't establish that there's current Jaeger pilots." I mean, one of them left to be go into the private sector. Okay, I understand that, but the other Jaeger pilots that are still around, you really don't see or deal with. Um, and then, of course, things don't go as planned, and then Rift is reopened up. I think I would have preferred it better. If the kaiju have been gone for 10 years, but then there's inklings of issues coming back. Either there's a series of um, unnatural phenomenon, earthquakes or whatever, and with the sensors, they've determined that the rift is opening back up, or multiple rifts are opening back up, and they need to solve the problem. I think that would have been a little bit easier to swallow. But the way they did it here, it was kind of putting the cart before the horse. Where, hey, we're training Jaeger people, but there's no kaiju. So anyway, but the movie itself wasn't too bad. I saw the movie in 3D, and one thing I did prefer about Pacific Rim Uprising over the original was that I mean, pretty much all the scenes are in daytime, where in the original movie it was at night. And I had a really hard time with that because for me, it was very hard to see the action scenes because it looked like it was just incredibly difficult to see with them fighting at night. Um, but here the movie was playing during all the fight scenes were during the day, and the CGI was pretty good for the fight scenes. You had Jaegers fighting other Jaegers as well as a few creatures here and there. I won't go too much into it, but the action scenes were pretty good. Like I said, I did see this in 3D. Uh, I really didn't see where the 3D really did much for the movie. I'm not much of a 3D person, but I do have to say that although Transformers: The Last Night was as incredibly bad as it was, the 3D looked 10 times better with that particular movie. This one it was like, I could have probably seen this in 2D. So if you don't want to spend the extra $3 or $4 for 3D, uh, then go ahead and see it in regular traditional fashion. So all in all, would I recommend this movie? I would say yes. If you want a good loud movie, go see this movie. If you like the original Pacific Rim, if you really loved it and enjoyed it, you'll enjoy this movie as well. Like I said, I enjoyed the first one for the most part, and I enjoyed this one for the most part. Um, so, anyway, that's my take on Pacific Rim Uprising. If you liked what you heard, hit that like button. If you want to hear more of my TV reviews or movie reviews, or even see some of my gaming live streams. Did I say live streams? I meant live streams. Uh, Hit that subscription button as well as that notification button. Sometimes the notifications will work or not. But I do know if you follow me on Twitter, everything that I post does show up on Twitter and you'll be notified. I know, you're sitting on the edge of your seat. Anyway, that's it for me. I'll talk to you guys later. And I appreciate everybody who listens to my ranting and ravings. This is so much fun. And I truly, truly enjoy doing this. And I hope that you truly enjoy listening to me rant and rave. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Peace out.